All right, did you pop the champagne and then he popped the question, or maybe you got engaged a little earlier around Christmas? Either way, for those lucky couples, it's time to start planning the wedding, and we have some help for you this morning. Professional wedding planner in New Mexico, Jeannie Rossetti, joins us to help tell us how to make that day very special, get it done, and have fun at the same time. Good morning, Jeannie. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Okay, so it's happened to a lot of my friends on Facebook. Everybody's like, I got engaged over the holidays. Congratulations. Now comes the big chunk of things. How do you start planning for a wedding? What's the first thing you got to do?
I believe the first thing that you do is set the date. And you don't have to get a specific date, but at least the time of the year.
Okay.
So that way you know which kind of wedding to have. If you're looking outdoors, obviously more summer or fall, or if you want the winter wedding.
Okay,
So
I know some couples want to rush. How long or how far out should you, what's the earliest if you want to plan everything the right way? What's the earliest?
I believe 9 months to a year.
Oh
I
my.
think if some people go a little crazy and make it 2 years, but based on their jobs and things.
I was going to say 2 weeks and just go to Vegas and call it a day. We could do that too.
That's no fun.
Okay, all right. So you set the date, or at least get a really good time frame. Then you want to talk about the budget.
You want to talk about the budget, so that way you know what you're going to be spending, and that way you know where to start looking.
Okay.
And once you've got your budget, and get an idea of your guests, because when you go to look for the reception, that's the first thing they're gonna say.
Okay.
How many guests are there gonna be? So you don't have to have it specific, but an idea of how many guests, your budget, and the style of wedding, and then you can go and do different site tours at different reception areas. If you're a member of a church, then you sort of have that one out of the way. A lot of people want to have the wedding where the reception is.
Yeah, how far out do you need to book places like the church and where you're going to have the reception and that sort of thing?
That's something you want to do the 9 months to 1 year.
Okay,
away.
Those things fill up. I had a friend who tried to get married, and they tried to do it a couple months out, and they just found that everything was taken here in Albuquerque.
Right. It's going to depend on your date and how popular that is, but this is the time of year people are calling and booking wedding receptions.
And then after you get those big things out of the way, of course, the bride's got to talk about the dress. You have, if you need a caterer, if you need a photographer, how far out should we be looking at those things?
I think right after you you can be looking at the dress after you get engaged. That's one of the first things brides like to do anyway.
Oh, okay. I have some friends who try to look at the dress before they get engaged. Women.
Exactly. So, but that's something you want to get because it may have to be ordered. It could take a while to get here.
Okay.
After that, I suggest your photographer, and then your DJ, any music you're going to have, and then the florist, and then the cake. Those things kind of fall into place.
All that kind of stuff. All right, and you suggest that folks, particularly the bride-to-be, get one of these things. What is this?
I do. This is actually a notebook. It's a very nice notebook because it's got very pretty. You can put your photo there, but this one has the different ceremony place, photographers, all your different venues, and it actually has this tote. You can carry it around, and this is really cool. It's got the 3-hole punch.
Oh yeah.
So you can, when you
there's
get
a
all the
ruler
information.
in there. I thought that was for the bride or the husband can whack the bride. You know, I'm
kidding.
They get annoyed with the wedding planning.
And well, they could do that too. They could do that. But this is nice. There's also there's plenty of information that guides you through the checklist and timing we just discussed. And this is a place for all your receipts and everything.
Okay, then we'll get a better view of that. So basically, everything is there. If you want to find out more, particularly about what Jeannie Rossetti does, head to our website, casa.com. All the information is right there. I think you're coming back in another hour. Talk more about wedding planning, right?
I am, yes.
There you go. Okay.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for the tips. Appreciate it. All right, how did New Mexico and the nation ring in the new year? We'll be taking a look coming up. Stay right there. And if you look very closely, very large critter swimming dangerously close to some kids. You see the shadow of it? Is it a shark or is it a porpoise? We'll be right back and let you know.